Now we're taking a look at San Diego real estate and business today, and we have a real rags to riches story for you right now. I'd like to welcome Erin Wicomb. He's vice president of Mavrix Group, but his life didn't start out so well-to-do, did it? Not so much. And you've got a very interesting story. Welcome to Primetime.
Thank you.
Can we first start off by giving the viewers a little bit of information about what you're doing right now in San Diego, and then we'll go backwards and how you got to be. Okay.
So I run a multi-million-dollar investment company. We started buying houses in San Diego about 4 years ago in the downturn, and basically started with $1,000 out of a garage, and now do about 4 to 5 houses at a time. We buy properties that
so you're flipping them.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we've been doing that for the last 4 years now.
Houses, and what is the price range? Are they like $200,000?
So yeah, we started off, our first house was $70,000, and now
where do you find a house for $70,000? It was a repo.
That was in 2009. Okay. Yeah, our latest house we just bought was $132,000 in National City. Wow. And then now on the bigger side of it, we're buying properties in the $1 million price range in La Jolla and selling those too. So we're all over the board now, from higher price points to the lower price points.
So what is your highest price point home?
So the one that we have coming on the market actually next week is in Mission Hills for $1.5 million, and then we have another one in La Jolla going on for like $1.1.
And so what do you think you're going to flip that for? What do you project you'll sell it for?
So the one that we in Mission Hills, we bought it for about $725,000, putting in a few $100,000 and selling it for about 1.5. So that one's a really good profit margin and stuff.
So what's your net on that? Because you're gonna, the banks are obviously like, hello, here's the money, keep making the money.
Well, everyone thinks you're making a killing on all these things, but the margins are pretty tight. It's really competitive.
Right. Well, because you got your subcontractors, you got all your costs involved, but
exactly.
By the time
the operation, you're not just doing one deal at a time. You're actually running a business, and that's the difference between having a company or just like a contractor going out and fixing up a house and selling it.
How many houses do you have at one time that you're fixing up?
We do about 8 to 12 at a time.
So you're not dependent on one house selling so you can start another house.
Correct. And that's the beauty of having.
bankrolling a lot of
Absolutely, and it's because we run a fund now as well, so it gets a little bit easier once you have a sort of good platform.
What a great story.
Thank you.
What was your best experience in all of these homes? Like, what was the real experience that really sticks in your mind?
The best experience that comes to mind is, we had this house in Spring Valley that was lack of a better word, a crack house. It was
a real crack house?
It was a real crack house. It was a drug house. They chopped it up to have different
And that's
things.
dangerous, by the way, to go there and flip it. You got to be, that's a hazard materials, that crack.
So when that house was done, it was just such a great feeling, because you're making money and you're doing good for the community at the same time. Yeah. That's like a feel-good business as well.
And who were the buyers for that house? That's always
just
an interesting
an older family. They were kind of retiring out to the East County, so they bought. We sold the house for I think $410,000, and we bought it for $190,000. But
you gave opportunity to a family,
absolutely.
And you're helping the community.
And now, that was at a price point that's $490,000. With that house today is now worth $460,000 because of where the market is. So people are buying into some great equity at the moment.
I am so proud of you. Great story, and you look young. I'm not going to ask you how old you are because I don't want you to ask me, but you look young and it's very successful. So now let's go backwards, because you're from South Africa. Tell us what your life was like there. Yeah,
so South Africa is a great, beautiful country, but the opportunities there, you have to be a certain color skin in order to be successful in business. You have to have, there's a lot of restrictions.
What color skin?
Well, it depends on what
area.
Yeah, it depends on the government, depends on so that's the restrictions of growing up in a country like that. But America provides you so many opportunities, and they call that the American dream.
It really is the American dream, and that's why I don't want anybody coming into office and smashing our capitalist society. We want, because people like you, if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. We don't need government to stop us.
Absolutely.
That's the dream that we have got to keep alive, folks, and you're living the dream, and you're not even from America, and you came and lived the dream. So if anybody can appreciate it, you can, and that's awesome.
Thanks, Taylor.
So did you come here with your entire family, or did you come
No, I came here by myself. I initially came because I wanted to start my own business, and Southern California is just so perfect. And stuff.
Yeah, you came to San Diego, the best city in America. I love that. So how old were you when you came here?
I was 22.
22 years old. And how much money did you have then?
I had about $400 when I moved to America.
$400, and look at you now.
Yeah.
That is a great story. You got to write a book. It's a great story. I want to take you to Washington, D.C. and say, look, Don't tell me. How do you like it when you hear Obama saying, "Oh well, we created your business, yeah, and you're the one who did it."
I mean, an entrepreneur's growth is really, and I really promote. I speak to kids all around who want to start their own business because it's the best thing you can do for yourself, for the country, and for the people around you too.
Right. Because you're helping others at the same time, and the self-gratification from that.
Yeah, and I loved you guys' segment this whole week on how to be successful in all categories and stuff as well. It's been great.
Well, congratulations to you. I'm very honored to have you on Primetime. Great story.
Thank you, Taylor.
Great story. Is there any tips that you could give our viewers to help them? Maybe they've got an idea, invent a product or start a business, but they're scared.
Sure.
What could you say to them to help inspire them?
Well, I met this when we were first starting out. We met this mentor, and he goes, he said this thing to me that just shocked me, and he said, "Erin, failure is a myth. It doesn't exist." And I wrote that down and I put it up on my wall, and I was like, failure is a myth. So there's no such thing as failing. You're always learning as you're doing. So you want to start doing and then keep getting better and better and better. So when people are scared, it's just because they're thinking of the worst case scenario. Think about improving all the time. And that's the best advice I can. And with regards to real estate, it's definitely a good time to get into the market. Better time was 2 years ago, but I would definitely recommend buying your first property now if you haven't, buying your first investment property, because in the next few years' time.
And people feel like I'll never be able to own property in San Diego because it's so expensive, but there's always a way. There's
Absolutely.
always a way.
If you have the
Don't
heart.
get railroaded, there's always a way. You just find it. And that's the fun part, finding the way.
Absolutely. That's the journey.
Yay, I really like you. I like that you're a go-getter and I love it. Okay, we gotta go though, but thank you so much.
Thank you.